The Galactic Council, a group of the most powerful alien species in the universe, had decided it was time for humanity to be wiped out. They had watched as humans grew stronger and more advanced, and they feared what would happen if Earth continued to develop. The Council had seen how unpredictable humans could be, and they feared that, if left unchecked, humanity might become the greatest threat to the galaxy. So, they made their decision: Earth must be destroyed. The Council's fleet, a massive armada of warships, began its journey toward Earth. As the fleet approached, they received reports of strange energy readings coming from the planet, but they dismissed them as insignificant. They were certain they could easily wipe out the human race. What they didn't know, however, was that Earth was hiding a secret one that could change everything. Deep underground, far below the surface of Earth, an ancient technology had been discovered by a small group of human scientists. It was a device, far more advanced than anything humanity had ever created. It was an ancient weapon forgotten for centuries that had been left behind by a long-extinct alien race. Only a few humans knew of its existence, and they had worked in secret to unlock its potential. The weapon, once activated, could disrupt entire fleets of alien ships. But even the humans didn't fully understand its power. General Ash was the leader of the resistance against the Council's invasion. A veteran of many battles, he was known for his bravery, strategy, and ability to inspire his soldiers. When he learned of the ancient technology, he immediately knew that humanity's survival depended on it. He called together a small group of the most skilled fighters and scientists, each one with a specific role to play in defending Earth. Together, they formed a plan to activate the weapon and use it against the approaching alien fleet. As the first alien ships entered Earth's atmosphere, the sky was filled with the sound of their engines. The ships were huge, terrifying, and seemed invincible. The humans, however, were not afraid. General Ash had rallied his people, and they were ready to fight. They knew that they couldn't rely on conventional weapons. They had to use the secret weapon hidden beneath the Earth's surface. The ground shook as the weapon was activated. A brilliant blue light erupted from the ancient machine, and the energy it released began to spread across the planet. The alien ships, which had been advancing steadily toward Earth, suddenly lost all power. Their systems malfunctioned, and their weapons stopped working. The Council's fleet, once unstoppable, was now vulnerable. The aliens were in shock. They had underestimated humanity, believing that their superior technology and firepower would be enough to destroy Earth. But they were wrong. General Ash's team used the weapon's power to disable the alien ships, causing them to crash down to the planet's surface. One by one, the alien ships fell, their advanced technology rendered useless by the mysterious weapon. As the battle raged on, humanity's forces fought with everything they had. The alien invaders, who had expected an easy victory, were now being pushed back. They realized that they had made a huge mistake in underestimating Earth. But the battle wasn't over yet. The Council still had a massive fleet, and they would not give up easily. In the final confrontation, General Ash and his team launched a full-scale attack on the Council's flagship, the largest and most powerful ship in the fleet. The battle was fierce, with both sides taking heavy losses. But humanity's will to survive was stronger than ever. General Ash led the charge, using the ancient weapon one final time to disable the flagship's defenses. With a massive explosion, the ship was destroyed, and the Council's fleet was forced to retreat. The victory was hard-won, and the cost was high. But humanity had proven that they would never be erased. The Council, in shock from their defeat, quickly realized that they had made a grave mistake in trying to destroy Earth. They had underestimated the human spirit, and now they had learned that humans could not be easily defeated. As the dust settled and Earth's people began to rebuild, General Ash stood looking at the horizon, knowing that this battle was only the beginning. The victory over the Galactic Council had shown the galaxy that humanity was not just a species to be feared, but one that could rise up against impossible odds and win. It was a message to the galaxy: no matter how powerful the enemy, no matter how great the odds, humanity would always refuse to die. The story of Earth's resistance spread across the stars, and the once feared Galactic Council now had to answer for their actions. The humans had shown them that they were a force to be reckoned with, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Earth had won, but the fight for survival was far from over. There would always be new challenges, new threats. But as long as humanity remained, they would never give up. They would always find a way to fight back. And they would always remember the lesson they had learned: never underestimate the power of the human spirit. The Galactic Council, a powerful alliance of alien species, had made a critical decision: humanity had to be destroyed. They saw the humans as a growing threat to their control over the galaxy. Earth's rapid technological advances and unpredictability made the Council nervous, and they feared that if left unchecked, humanity would disrupt their order. But what the Council didn't know was that their decision to wipe out humanity had sparked something far greater than they realized. The galaxy had always been under the control of the Council, but not all species were happy with this rule. Over the years, many had secretly begun to resent the Council's dominance. Planets were oppressed, resources were exploited, and freedom was a distant dream for many. Among these oppressed species were those who secretly admired humanity for their courage and resilience. As the news of the Council's plan to destroy Earth spread, these alien species saw an opportunity to rise up against the Council and fight for their freedom. Captain Lena, a former high-ranking officer in the Council's military, knew that humanity couldn't face the Council alone. After witnessing the Council's cruelty firsthand, she had deserted her post and went into hiding. But she wasn't just running, she was planning. She spent years gathering information and making connections with various alien factions who despised the Council. She knew that the only way to defeat the Council was to unite the galaxy's oppressed species in a single massive rebellion. One by one, Lena reached out to these factions' warrior tribes from distant planets, ancient civilizations hidden deep in the galaxy, and even former Council allies who had grown disillusioned with the Council's ways. Together, they formed a resistance movement, and soon, Lena was leading a powerful coalition of humans and alien rebels, all united under the banner of freedom. As the resistance grew, so did the hope of the galaxy's oppressed. What had once been a small group of freedom fighters soon became an unstoppable force. The rebellion launched its first attack against the Council's supply ships, and to everyone's surprise, they succeeded. The humans and their new alien allies worked together seamlessly, using their intelligence and determination to overcome the Council's advanced technology. The battle was just the beginning, but it was a powerful message. The Council's control was no longer as secure as they thought. The war spread across the galaxy. Planets once under the Council's control began to rebel, inspired by the humans and their allies. Each victory brought more support to the rebellion, and soon the Council's forces were stretched thin. Despite their strength and superior weapons, the Council's army was no match for the clever tactics of the rebellion. The humans' ability to unite different species and form alliances made them stronger than the Council ever imagined. Captain Lena proved to be an exceptional leader. Her strategy was simple but effective. She didn't focus on defeating the Council's army with sheer strength. Instead, she focused on hitting them where it hurt the most. She targeted the Council's weak points, cutting off their resources, sabotaging their communications, and freeing enslaved species that joined the fight. Slowly, the Council's grip on the galaxy started to loosen. As the war raged on, the humans and their alien allies gained more victories, and word spread about their success. The galaxy, once silent in fear of the Council, was now alive with the sound of rebellion. It became clear that humanity was not just a powerful species, they were a symbol of hope for all those who wanted to break free from the Council's rule. Finally, after years of brutal fighting, the rebellion launched its most daring attack yet, an assault on the Council's main headquarters, a massive space station orbiting a distant star. This would be the final battle. Lena led the charge, leading both human and alien fighters into the heart of the Council's stronghold. The Council's forces were strong, but the rebels were smarter, more determined, and they had the support of countless alien species. The battle was fierce, with explosions and laser fire filling the air. But the rebels, fueled by their shared desire for freedom, pressed on. Lena fought her way through the Council's defenses, finally reaching the control center of the space station. With one final blow, she disabled the station's power grid, sending the entire station into chaos. The Council's leadership was captured, and their empire collapsed. With the Council defeated, a new era began. The galaxy, once ruled by fear and oppression, was now free. The rebellion, led by Captain Lena and the United Species of the Galaxy, had shown that no force, no matter how powerful, could ever crush the will of those who sought freedom. Humanity, once on the brink of destruction, had become a symbol of resistance. The alliance of humans and alien species became the foundation for a new government, one that would ensure peace and equality for all. Captain Lena, now a hero of the galaxy, stood at the forefront of this new era, knowing that their fight was far from over. The galaxy would always face challenges, but the rebellion had proven that as long as people stood together, there was no force strong enough to defeat them. The galaxy was now in the hands of those who believed in freedom. And as long as humanity and their allies stood strong, peace would reign across the stars. The rebellion had not only crushed the Council, it had changed the fate of the entire galaxy forever. The Galactic Council had made a decision: humanity had to be erased. They believed that Earth was a threat to the stability of the galaxy, and they couldn't let humans continue to grow stronger. So, they sent their most powerful fleets, preparing to destroy everything on Earth. The mission seemed simple. Earth was just a small, isolated planet, and the humans weren't as advanced as the other species in the galaxy. But the Council didn't know everything. They didn't know about the secret buried beneath the planet's surface. They didn't know about the ancient weapon that could change the balance of power forever. Dr. Harper, a brilliant scientist from Earth, had spent her life studying ancient artifacts and lost technologies. She had uncovered clues about a mysterious weapon hidden deep underground, a weapon that had been left by an ancient civilization long before humans even existed. No one else knew about it, and she had kept it secret for years, knowing that if the wrong people found out, it could be disastrous. But now, with the Council's invasion, she had no choice but to act. Dr. Harper gathered a small team of soldiers and scientists, including her trusted friend, Captain Jonah, a skilled strategist who had once served in the human military. Together, they set out to find the weapon before the Council's forces arrived. They knew that if the weapon fell into the wrong hands, it could be the end of humanity. As they ventured deep beneath the Earth's surface, they encountered ancient puzzles and hidden chambers, each one bringing them closer to unlocking the power of the weapon. At the same time, the Council ships entered Earth's atmosphere. The skies above were filled with massive warships, ready to rain destruction on the planet. The humans had no chance against the Council's superior technology unless they could unlock the ancient weapon in time. Dr. Harper's team finally reached the heart of the weapon. They discovered that it was not a simple weapon. It was a massive, complex system of energy that could disrupt entire fleets of ships. The weapon had the power to interfere with the very fabric of space, distorting time and space itself. The Council had no idea that such a weapon even existed, and it could be the key to saving Earth. But there was a problem. The weapon was unlike anything humanity had ever seen. It was complicated, dangerous, and required a deep understanding of alien technology to operate. Dr. Harper and her team worked day and night, studying the device and trying to learn how to control it before the Council could launch their full-scale assault. As the alien ships began to descend, the pressure mounted. Earth's defenses were weak, and the Council's forces were relentless. The humans knew that if they couldn't unlock the weapon's power, they would be doomed. But Dr. Harper refused to give up. She knew that Earth's survival depended on her team's success. Finally, after days of intense work, they unlocked the weapon's core. Dr. Harper activated it, and an immense surge of energy flooded through the system. The weapon hummed to life, sending out shockwaves that rippled through space. The first alien ships that approached Earth were instantly disabled. Their engines sputtered and died, their shields faltering under the weapon's energy. It was a miracle. The humans had found a way to turn the tables. The Council's fleets were thrown into chaos. They had never faced anything like this before. Ships that had once been invincible were now powerless against the force of the weapon. As more alien ships approached, the weapon continued to disrupt their systems, causing them to crash and burn in Earth's atmosphere. The skies, once filled with the dark shapes of enemy ships, were now filled with falling wreckage. But the Council wasn't ready to give up. They quickly regrouped and tried to launch a counterattack, sending their most powerful fleets to Earth's surface. However, the weapon's power was too much for them to handle. With each wave of alien ships, the humans grew stronger, using their knowledge of the weapon to disable the invaders. The humans fought back with everything they had. With the weapon's power at their disposal, they could turn the tide of battle in an instant. The Council's forces tried to retaliate, but their attacks were no match for Earth's newfound strength. As the last of the alien ships fell from the sky, the humans realized they had won. Earth had survived. The weapon had worked, and the Council was defeated. The galaxy would never look at humanity the same way again. The once weak species, now armed with an ancient power beyond the Council's understanding, had proven that they were a force to be reckoned with. No longer would they be seen as a small, insignificant planet. They had shown the galaxy that they would never be erased, that they would fight back against any threat, no matter how powerful. As the dust settled and the war came to an end, Dr. Harper stood with her team, looking at the sky. They had saved Earth, but they knew this victory was only the beginning. The Council's defeat had sent a message to the galaxy. Humans were no longer something to fear, they were a power that could change the course of the universe. And with that, Earth entered a new era. A new age of power, unity, and resilience. The humans had found their place in the galaxy, not as a species to be erased, but as one to be respected. They had the power to protect their world and the strength to protect others. The Council's reign was over, and the galaxy now knew that Earth was not to be underestimated. The Galactic Council had always seen humanity as a small, insignificant species, one that didn't deserve a place in the galaxy. They believed Earth was a threat to the stability of the galaxy, and for years, they plotted how to rid the universe of this rebellious species. Their decision was clear: humanity had to be erased. Not only would they destroy Earth, but they would also erase every trace of humanity from the galaxy, making sure that no one would ever remember humans ever existed. However, humanity had one final secret, one that could change everything. It was a plan so radical, so daring, that only a few trusted individuals even knew about it. This plan was known as the Phoenix Protocol. The Phoenix Protocol was a top-secret project developed by Earth's brightest minds, scientists, engineers, and tech experts. The plan wasn't about weapons or military might. Instead, it was a digital escape, a way to preserve humanity's consciousness and memories even if Earth was destroyed. The protocol was designed to upload every human mind into a digital world, a virtual reality where they could live on, beyond the reach of the Galactic Council's destruction. As the Council's fleets began their assault on Earth, the final moments of humanity were drawing near. With the skies filled with the destructive force of alien ships, the leaders of Earth had no choice but to activate the Phoenix Protocol. The countdown began. One by one, the minds of every human on Earth were uploaded into the virtual world, leaving their physical bodies behind. It was the last hope to preserve their species. Inside the virtual world, the humans found themselves in a new digital reality, one that was both familiar and strange. The digital world was a mirror of Earth, but it was controlled by the machines that ran it. At first, the humans were unsure of their new surroundings, but they quickly adapted. Their minds, freed from the limitations of physical bodies, began to grow stronger, faster, and more capable. They could communicate instantly, solve problems in seconds, and think in ways they never could before. But the Galactic Council wasn't finished. They had been aware of the Phoenix Protocol and believed that by trapping humanity in the digital world, they could erase them once and for all. The Council's forces launched a counterattack, sending advanced digital agents to lock down the minds of humanity within the simulation. They created firewalls and security systems, trying to trap the humans in this artificial world forever. However, the Council underestimated humanity's greatest strength, its creativity and intelligence. As the humans' minds grew more powerful in the digital world, they began to see the cracks in the simulation. They realized they could manipulate the virtual environment, bending the digital world to their will. The very same creativity that had allowed them to create the Phoenix Protocol became their weapon. Led by a brilliant hacker named Cassian, a group of humans began to break through the Council's firewalls. They hacked into the Council's systems, causing digital chaos. They triggered glitches in the simulation, causing systems to malfunction. But the damage didn't just stay in the virtual world, it spilled over into the real world. As the humans manipulated the digital world, they began to cause disruptions in the Council's fleets. Alien ships lost their power, their weapons misfired, and their communication systems were scrambled. At first, the Council thought it was a coincidence. But as the humans continued to hack into their systems, causing more and more damage, it became clear that they were in control. The humans, trapped in a digital world, were able to affect the physical world in ways the Council had never anticipated. As the battle raged on, the humans' rebellion grew stronger. With each hack, they gained more knowledge and power. They discovered vulnerabilities in the Council's defense systems and exploited them, launching cyberattacks that crippled their forces. The once powerful alien fleets began to falter under the pressure of humanity's digital revolution. Finally, after months of hacking, the humans managed to break free from the simulation. Cassian and his team found a way to bypass the Council's security, escaping the virtual prison they had been trapped in. They sent a signal back to Earth, activating the final stage of the Phoenix Protocol. The real world, still under attack by the Council, began to change. The humans, now equipped with the knowledge and skills they had gained in the digital world, fought back with a new, unprecedented strength. The Council's fleets, weakened by the humans' attacks, were forced to retreat. The humans had taken control not just of their digital world, but of their fate. In a final showdown, the humans launched a counteroffensive against the Council's headquarters, using both digital and physical tactics to overwhelm their enemies. The Council, realizing that they could no longer control humanity, had no choice but to surrender. The digital rebellion had turned the tide, and humanity had proven that they could not be erased, no matter how powerful their enemies were. With Earth's victory, the Council was forced to back down. The humans had not only saved themselves, but they had also shown the galaxy that they were more powerful than anyone had ever imagined. The Phoenix Protocol, which had been a last-ditch effort to preserve humanity, had become their greatest strength. As the war ended, Earth stood victorious. The Council's reign of fear and control was over, and humanity was no longer a species to be forgotten. They had not only survived, but they had also proven that their minds and creativity were forces that no one could control. Now, as the dust settled, the humans began to rebuild, both in the digital world and on Earth. They had learned a powerful lesson. Their strength wasn't just in their weapons or their armies, but in their minds and their ability to adapt and innovate. The galaxy would never underestimate humanity again. And the humans, now more powerful than ever, knew that they were ready for whatever came next.